Scared you. Hey, you guys ever wonder how you can put your own handles on a knife? Let me show you how. Let's go. Well, I'm thinking about it. So, did you guys know that you can support me for not spending a cent by hitting the like button, subscribing, and sharing my videos? Doesn't cost you a cent. Helps the algorithm see me a whole lot more. It's totally free for you. It just takes 3 clicks. Just wanted to throw that out there. Thanks. Bye. And here we are. That looks a little cloudy, but hopefully it's not. So we are going to add knife scales here. We're not going to be doing the same one that I've got here. This was my first attempt. Couldn't get the clip on and lost a screw, but this thing is sharp enough to shave with. I took a pass down my leg last night and there wasn't a hair left behind by the time I was done putting an edge on it. Let me know if you guys want a knife sharpening video, because I can go in depth on that. But we are going to use this piece to do that, and I don't know why my lights just went off, but before I go check that out, my light switch is gone. Look at all of those. Alright, I gotta go play with this switch. Alright. And I'm back. I got my lights back on. I think my light switch is messed up. Give me 1 second. This is bugging me. That looks better. Let me know in the comments if it all of a sudden is clear. That way I know I'm not completely insane. But alright, so in the meantime, while I redo up my shirt, we are going to be adding, like I said, knife scales, because I'm a little messed up. This is a Sarge knife. You can get these at Woodcraft. It's a beautiful knife. If you're weird like me and like a really hard steel, this is one of the hardest I've seen there. It's D2 machine steel. Originally I was going to do this with another one that I've got over there. It's too far for me to get over there for, but I'm sure you're loving the sound of Velcro, but my hat's a little tight. I think my head's getting fat. So to start off, I need my templates on this blank. By the way, this is called Miracle Maker. I get it from Crosscut Creations. Every blank you buy, he donates $1 to our local children's hospital. It's a really, really, really cool story about why he started doing it. When I'm done with this, I'll see if he's ever talked about it, and if not, I'll tell him he needs to, and then I'll link that video, because when I told him I was going to do this on a video, he specifically said tag him. So yeah, so we got that. I just noticed what something broke earlier came off of. So ordinarily this is a picture in the instructions. I like to print them out, so I've got them. We got a little bit of our Loctite spray adhesive. Forget the number on it, but this is great stuff if you're using paper templates. Shake it up just like spray paint. Sprays out a little bit of a web. That's all you need. It's going to be sticky for hours now, but whatever. It's always sticky after I use this stuff. Just place that. And then I'm going to turn this off and chill out for about 15 minutes because that's about how long it takes for this to dry. Make sure your edges are always tapped down. Whenever you get wood glue, spray adhesive, just rubbing your hands together is usually all it takes to get it off. If you get it, you heat it up, it dries, and then you keep it moving and it actually pulls all the loose skin cells off your hands. It feels amazing when you're done. And yeah, I actually don't need my marker. You can also trace it out with one of those if it's easier for you. Personally, I like doing it this way. And yeah, once we're done with that, once this dries, I'll see you at the bandsaw. So yeah, see you guys in a bit. And we're back here at the table saw. I'm sorry, bandsaw. I do know the difference. Don't make fun of me. And it would help if that was plugged in. So while I move my extension cord over, we are going to cut these scales out. It's a lot later than I meant to be, so we're just gonna follow these lines. I'm a little late. Just retuned my blade. No, I didn't, that's too loose. This is what happens when you forget things. Sounds a whole lot better. Oh, it's better. I'll take the time to actually tune it in the right way later on. So I'm not going to make you guys watch all this. I'm just going to do one side and then a curve. But just so you get the idea of what we're doing. I gotta play with this, I'll be back later. And we're back. I got this thing figured out. I put a new blade on there, didn't have it in the right spot the first time, so the tension was off and that's what was causing all my issues. So, clearly I already cut the first one out, so we're gonna do this one. And I'm going to try to use these for something else too. I think they'll be big enough for another set of knife scales if I can. And if not, well, it's too pretty not to just throw away. It's too pretty to just throw away. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm not planning on selling this particular knife. Okay. Alright, now I just need to hit that one other line, then we're going to go to the sander. mini bolt fan. Alright, so now we are on to the sander. Sorry, my earbuds are a little too loud. So I actually bought this sander specifically for doing knife scales. It's just a little Harbor Freight special that I unplugged from my router table for a sample piece yesterday that I had to get knocked out. So I'll plug this one back in. I'm hoping in the next couple weeks to get the shop winterized, because once that's done, I'm going to see how many power strips I need and start getting stuff so I don't have to keep playing with cords. So I'm tired of tripping over them through here. So alright, just letting that clear some of the dust out of it. So what I'm going to do is take it to the lines on this with the sander, and then I'm actually going to figure out which side I want. Yeah, one of them needs to lose the paper on, or the paper outline, and then yeah. So I'm going to do a little bit of this, and then I'm just going to zone out and turn you guys off, because this isn't something you need to spend a lot of time on. And if it is something you guys do want to see in a future video, let me know in the comments below. I've got 2 more kits I can add scales to. I've got scales for both, and again, one I'm willing to sell, the other one I bought specifically for me. This is a practice run before I do that one. So, because this is only the second time I've ever done this. So, here we go with the scene. Again. That's fairly smooth. It's all nice and straight. So that needs to get roughed up a little bit, but we will go do, or I'm going to take care of that. I'm not going to torture you guys with the rest of this because it's going to take a lot, and we're going to be back here after I glue these on the knife. So I'll see you on a little bit. And we're back. So I got everything shaped. I don't need those sanding pads. That was from the one last night. So just getting everything situated. So what we're gonna do now is get these ready to go. I need a punch, which I fortunately didn't forget to grab since it's now 10 till midnight on the day this is coming out. The way you do this, you open the knife, you line it up, get your punch down. I think I left the mini hammer I grabbed to do this up front. I had somebody over here a little bit ago. So just remember, every tool's a hammer. It does not take much to mark these. And before I glue this, I gotta rough this side up too. Alright, and cool. Those are all there. My machinist grandfather would want me to do this right, so this is a spring-loaded center punch. Just another way to make sure you're good. Pop that in the middle and just push down. Get it lined up. These are also a great thing to keep in the car if you ever go off the road and fall into like a river or lake. You can use this to smash a window out, and when that pops, it will break the tempered glass side window just that easily. And I think it was like $8 at Harbor Freight. Not saying you have to get the one from Harbor Freight, but it's a good store. Alright. And then this one is also, I'm going to have to drill out 2 more holes for the pocket clip. I'll be honest with you, I have not successfully had a pocket clip go in one yet. Like I said, this is only the second attempt. The pole kinda didn't leave me a chance to do more. Because originally I was going to do the Damascus steel one for YouTube, but I don't have time, so we're doing this. And I'm nice and centered those are. That's all by eye. But what those divots do is allow me, when I put this drill bit in there, it's basically a guide to hold it in there. So while the drill itself is biting in, it can't run away. It goes straight into where I need it. And don't mind these. This was from another order. I ended up misspelling the name, so thank God I did a test burn before I did the original piece. Yeah. Alright. By the way, you really should use a drill press for ultimate accuracy on this, but mine's set up for something else. And I don't want to tear the whole setup apart just to drill 6 holes when I'm in the middle of a production run with it right now. So alright, there's all that. And then here's our last one. By By the way, the instructions will tell you to use double-sided tape when you mark those. It's never going to stick to the shiny side of this, that's why I didn't even bother. When you're doing this, just be as straight as possible. And when you're drilling plastics and acrylics, remember, friction is heat. Heat is your worst enemy. So it's always great when you can drill into a nice solid block of wood like that too. So, alright, that's all of our holes. I need instructions. The next size, that was a 3/32. The next size we need up is a 5/32, which should be this one. Go figure, they didn't mark the bits. Oh no, it is this one. They marked this one. So this is where you can mess up real quick because it matters which side goes where with the way I drilled these. And with this, I'm not going all the way through. This is just a counter bore. So that goes there. That goes there. All right. Okay, so we need this and this. These are the two sides we're going to counter bore. So we're just gonna go in there, about that deep. About that deep. I am fully expecting to have to drill these deeper. For the record, I'm just getting a rough drill right now going. Alright, now I'm going to take these back to the belt sander and shape them up. No, I'm not. I'm going to take the paper off, so I'm just going to stick it up there and push it on. And then I'll be back and we're going to glue that on. And I need to rough this one up on both sides, so I'll be back in a few. And we are back. I need to grab my screwdriver bits. I forgot when I got this, they didn't actually include the correct size for me. So fortunately I have a Tecton set that has micro screwdrivers in it. So what we're gonna do is, before I glue this down, I'm going to do a dry fit, because this will get glued together eventually with some 5-minute epoxy, which I've already got the tube out opened and it's pretty much ready to go right now. So this is going to be a bit fiddly. I'll do the first one with you guys and then I'm going to shut this off. I think I just blew through this one. Yeah, I did. Well, fortunately, these are going to be pretty much aesthetic, because that 5-minute epoxy is going to hold everything pretty firm. So whenever your drill's a little too aggressive like mine was, you can just manually feed a drill bit through. It is these thin ones, it can be a bit difficult, but it is worth taking the time to not rush, so you can actually make sure everything's going to be good. So that's all I'm going to be doing for the next little bit. So I'll let you guys, or I won't torture you with this. See y'all when we're ready to glue it up. And we're back. So I opened 3 of these up too much, but like I said, the 5-minute epoxy is going to be the biggest thing holding them together. So I ain't going to sweat it. In a second, I need to flip the screen around so I can see what you guys are seeing. Alright, so we need to glue them onto here. These have already been roughed up. And so we need to rough the metal up here. This is what's called giving your glue tooth. If you don't do this, it'll never adhere as well as it could. It doesn't take much, but these microscopic scratch marks I'm putting in here will help the adhesive really grab a hold of it and really hang on to it tight, which is exactly what you want. Always be careful with these when they're open. They ship them extremely sharp, so I am aware of where this is at. I've got it in a little groove in my fingers, so it's not gonna fly out, but I am paying very close attention to what it's doing. It's not as sharp as it'll be when I'm done with it, but it'll still hurt you. Alright. Now we need our 5-minute epoxy, and I need a way to apply it. Because, call me weird, I do like to be able to smear it around with something. I thought I had my stick right here. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta find something. Alright. I'm not seeing what I thought I had, but I'll make do with a piece of cardboard. So this particular one came with a mixer, so this will mix up automatically. Usually with this you have to put it in a little pile and then mix it up yourself. So you just pop it through here. You know what? I'm just gonna try to put it straight on. Alright. So we got that smeared around there. Alright, there's that. Alright, and there's our grip. I gotta throw this in a clamp real quick, which I know I've got one back here somewhere, and it's gonna take about 15 minutes for that to set up. And once that's set up, I will be back with you guys we're gonna be back at the belt sander to do the shaping and all of that. And yeah, so with that, I will see you guys here in a little bit. And I'm not finding my clamp that I thought I had out here. So yeah, I'll see you all in a little bit. And we are back. Here's our current, how thick it is. So we need to take this down to where it's almost level with that. So we're just gonna take a bunch off. sure this is thrilling, but and that's where we're at already. That screw completely out. That's done and rounded off nice. Avoid any overly sharp points. So here we go. And after looking at this, I'm going to hit the back a little bit more. Alright. Now we're going to start sanding. We are back. Unfortunately, my other phone to do time lapse is missing, so I can't do that for you guys today. So alright, so this is just a standard sanding pack I use on the lathe. They make great hand pads. I don't think I need the 60 grit. That's going to be pretty aggressive. And what we're going to start with is an emery board. And I'm just going to do some just do a little bit of rounding off by hand. keep those holes as open as possible because we're going to need that for the pocket clip when we're done. Gotta love how thrilling sanding is to wash, don't you? Alright, so all of our sharp edges are off and out of here. Best thing you can do when you're doing this is just run your fingers over it, handle it, feel it. Get a little bump right there. That's the 5-minute epoxy that's some of it didn't set at the very edge. I probably should have let this sit overnight, but I need this video up. And it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, and I need this up at 6 p.m. So how many hours is that? 17? And I'm not even done yet, and I still got to edit it. So that's how we do the shaping with this. And with this, I'm just gonna run over it. I don't want to hit the knife, I don't want to hit the back of the blade too much, so we're just gonna So this is all I'm going to do through the rest of the grids up till 3,000. Usually with acrylics I go to 12,000, but this is going to be in your pocket. It's going to get beat up. And I'm going to have to do everything by hand. So I'm not going to because it's for me. If I was to sell this, I probably would do a lot more sanding on it. But, you know, it's also one of those I have to balance it with. The more time I put into it, the more I charge. So, yeah. So, just in the interest of trying to keep prices lower. Like I said, this is only the second one I've done. I've got 2 more before I'm willing to start selling them. And now that I've gotten these 2, I'm actually really excited to do the other one, so I'm probably going to do that one later this week. Well, next week at this point, because it's Friday. But, yeah. But, yeah. So... And when you're hand sanding, I took that screw out too. I think I destroyed all the screw heads on these. Oh well. So it is a good idea every so often to make sure you're going in small circles. Hit it perpendicular to the way you've been sanding. This already feels a lot better too, so I'm gonna run these and I'll be back with you guys when we're done to figure out if I'm gonna put anything else on it, and then I'll just show you guys what we ended up with. See y'all in a transition for you in probably about 45 minutes for me. We are back. We're all sanded up. I only went to 2,000. This is one of the few I don't really want to shine up because, well, I don't like shiny handles on knives. It's personal preference. If you guys ever, if and when I start taking orders for them, if you want a shiny handle, I will gladly shine it up for you. But we are going to run this screw in. Pop that screw in. Tighten that up. I don't know how well that handle or that clip will stay on there, but we will deal with that as we need to. There's one other thing I got to do to this before we call it good. There's a bunch of crud in the middle that, because I did a little bit of wet sanding, so we're just going to take a paper towel. You guys better see that side a little bit better. And we're just going to pull it right on through. That cleaned 95% of that out. Sorry, I forgot I had it zoomed in a little bit. I don't want to get in trouble for having the flash on because I got that on my earbuds right now. But here we go. That is, it ain't perfect. That's still concerning to me, but that might have to get glued on later. But there we go. One Miracle Maker Sarge Tana bladed pocket knife that you guys will probably be seeing me carrying on the channel quite a bit. And if anybody out there does try to make these, be warned, this steel is incredibly hard to sharpen. Crazy stupid hard. It took me 45 minutes to put an edge on the other one I did yesterday to get ready for today's video, which I thought was in that pocket. Apparently it's not. It's in one of my many pockets. But Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Because this one, I mean, I took a pass down my leg after I put the edge on it. It did not leave a single hair behind. So it is sharpenable, but be warned, invest in a good diamond stone and be prepared to put some time into it. I'm a big believer in the first edge you ever put on a knife, you're taking the factory edge off and putting your angle and edge on. Because I like a little bit of, I've never measured it, but I know how I like my knives to cut, and I know the angle it takes to sharpen them to cut in that angle. So, and I just went on a carving knife sharpening spree last night while I was getting a massive keychain order done. So, yeah, with that, you know, be safe, cut yourself. You know, this doesn't have a razor edge on it when you get it, but it will cut you. It is sharp. One slip is all it takes. Don't be like me in my carving video. Only thing I would recommend if you don't have them is cut-proof gloves. I thought about it after I was sanding with it already down by hand, so I wasn't worried about like a power tool grabbing it and throwing it. But other than that, that's all I got. I'm gonna get inside and edit this up so I can go to bed. And I will see y'all later. Cat in the Hat and Dappy Dat.